Hello there guys, and welcome back to the Motorsport Manager career with Jaguar's Rise to the Top with the Panasonic Jaguar Formula E team. And today it's time for the fourth round of the first season of the Rise to the Top with Jaguar. And today we find ourselves in Portugal after a decent Munich Grand Prix. Not as good as the two races beforehand, but 2 points for Adam Carroll. It could have been 3, but there was a reliability issue for Mitch Evans, which meant he was down 11th in the end. But this weekend, well, the fuel burns medium and the tyre wears high, whereas in Munich it was low and low. So we're going to struggle here to make it a one stop. If we can, that'd be brilliant. But just checking and just showing you folks what we've done since the last race. We've built a new gearbox, which is of a good quality. The gearbox is important here, so 70% reliability isn't great, but we might use it. What else have we done? I don't think we've done much since we've finished up at Munich. It has been 4 weeks, I know that, and the balance has gone down quite a bit. I just can't work out what we've done. We definitely built the gearbox, and we might have built the average engine, maybe. I don't think we did, but if you can see something that we've done since the last race, tell me now. But we're definitely not using that a good suspension anymore because its red zone is simply too high. Now, here we go then for the Tondela GP with Mitch Evans and Adam Carroll. So, gonna have to put you down on that just so we can be sure. That looks okay. Do we put Adam on the 70% reliability one? Yeah, why not? Let's go for it with Adam. We can't use that, so we're going to put him down to that one. Even though he's unhappy now, because apparently Adam Carroll has got the best. Okay, if you want the best, yeah, that looks okay to me. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, let's go to Tondela, the 4th Grand Prix of 10 in this Formula E season. So, here we go, here's the track layout. Massive straight there, as you can see. That's the start-finish. But yeah, it's quite a basic track, really. It's one that I've never really, I can't think of getting good results on. The only good result I've ever got round here is, if I remember right, I did a career mode with my own team, Jones Motorsport, and basically I had Jensen Button, and we managed to do a one stop to get into 6th, which wasn't that bad considering the team was awful at that time. So you never know what we can do here. We've obviously got points every round so far this season, and hopefully we continue that trend here today. So it's cloud cover for sorry, it's not qualifying, is it? It's practice, but it's cloud cover. I don't think there's any rain forecast, not for the foreseeable future. We're going to go with Adam and Scott, 'cause it is Adam's turn, and I think I'll put Adam in the car permanently for practice, because Adam's actually got the better feedback. But maybe in the future we want to put Mitch in, because obviously he's got more time at the team, realistically, if we don't get new drivers. And that's a thing I was going to talk about, actually. I have scouted some drivers. I was actually in contract talks with Robin Freitz after the last race, just to test the water, because he was considering offers for some reason, even though his BMW team are doing really well so far. But he didn't want to join us, basically, so it'd be interesting to see what he does this weekend, and whether he does crawl back to join the maestro that is the Jaguar racing team. I'd quite like to see someone like Robin Freitz at the team. Obviously, I don't want to chuck anyone out just yet, but I'm just wary that the likes of Adam Carroll, he's 34, I think, so really he's only got maybe this season and the season after realistically left at a high level. So maybe even if he just sticks out this season, and then we stick him as a reserve driver for next season, I don't know what will happen. Obviously, I think we'll definitely be in Formula E next year. I don't think we're going to progress up to IndyCar, because obviously, well, we're not, are we? Let's face it, because we're not going to be winning races by the time the season finishes. We've only got, I think, 2 more upgrades left this season. It's purely then just about improving the performance and reliability of the parts we've got. But I think by now, oh, I've done it again. I did it like I did last race. What? I've just clicked to bring Scott in. Scott didn't sodding come in. I've done it again. It's me talking and yabbering on about stuff, and I completely forget to bring them in. Forgive me though for this. This should be okay. But what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about the car. I mean, we've got 2 more upgrades left, but then we've got to sort of get the speed sorted and the reliability. Now, what I was going to say, I remember what I was going to say now. Pretty much, I think the other teams have pretty much sorted out the reliability now. Much of a muchness, I'd say, because we are 4 races in now, and I don't think many drivers. I think there's only Sam Bird and Buemi who had long pit stops in the last race, so I doubt that many of them have got reliability issues now, so that won't give us any advantage. So, Not looking good, is it? Very poor and good with Scott, and very poor with, what's his face? Adam, yeah. Right, so let's sort some of these out. Let's put it in about the middle. I'm going to put that, I'm going to align it a bit more to top speed. And then Adam can go out on the softs again. Yeah, that was very poor, wasn't it? Yeah. Put it in the middle there, and then put it about there. That should be okay. So we'll skip on to this. Rosenqvist will set the fastest lap, it looks like, but our mate Robin Freintz has set the fastest first sector. Rosenqvist is the first guy to set a lap on the soft tyres, and it looks like Sam Bird is very close. And I think, actually, forgive me if I'm wrong, he's got every pole so far this season. He might have only been 2, but I think he's got every pole so far this season. But with reliability issues, he hasn't been able to convert that to a point, so that's bad. But Robin Freintz, I just desperately want him. I mean, look at that time. He might have been pushing, fair enough, but 8 tenths quicker than Maria Lopez, and a 10th quicker than Buemi, who I consider to be the best driver in Formula E at the moment. So, you know, that's fair enough. And we're coming around here to start our first flying lap. So let's got it on conserve and high with Adam. I don't quite know who that is getting past us, but not to worry. Robin Freintz going even quicker this time. 2 purple sectors. We'll watch him come past the line, because that's the only real entertainment we're going to get in this session. He's going 3 tenths quicker than he was already, so I'm expecting about a 132.1. 131.9, wow, 6 tenths quicker than he was going already. And I'll tell you what, Robin Freintz, I'm surprised his morale's low at BMW, because he's doing really well. Maybe the team have given him upgrades. Now he's going even quicker. Well, I think he's going to win this weekend, there's no question about that. Sebastian Buemi's actually set the fastest Sector 1 now. Who is that that's there? I can't tell, but we are going to slot him with Adam Carroll on worn. Bear in mind, worn soft tyres in 17th. That's not great for us, but at the same time, like I just said, we're on worn tyres. Obviously, there's about a second gap, I think, between the mediums and the softs. So for me, for Scott to be half a second back isn't that good. Isn't that bad at all. But Buemi's actually just gone the quickest, so it's really a slice and dice between some of these to get the fastest lap. What does Nico Prost is going to do? He's 7 tenths behind his teammate. That's pretty much the theme in real life, really. But I think pretty much there's not really much going on in practice, so I'll just see you at the end of the session. So then, guys, both drivers on now flying laps to end the session. We're only on conserve on the tyres, so obviously it's a waste of time using the weapon. Bear in mind that Scott's on a high fuel load, he's doing a bit of a race trim, and actually it doesn't look like Adam is going any quicker, but Scott is going quicker than Adam at the moment, so that's interesting on a higher fuel load as well. Maybe the setups are worse for Adam Carroll. We'll have to wait and see, but Adam Carroll has gone green in that sector. They're pretty much the same in that sector. What is Adam Carroll going to do at the end of this lap? Come on, Adam. Let's see what you can do. There's quite a big gap separating all the field. 5.2 seconds separate the field, and Adam Carroll is up to 12. That's more like it. And Scott Speed displaces him. And look how close both of our drivers are, whether it be the reserve driver or not. 9 thousandths away from each other. That's really, really close. And if Mitch and Adam are that close in qualifying, it'll certainly be brilliant to watch. But that's a solid result. I'm quite happy with that. Obviously not going out complete all-out attack, but still a decent lap. So Robin Freintz is actually beaten by Buemi in the end, but I think the Renault E-Dams is simply just better than the BMW on pace. Whether it be that Robin Freintz is just the best driver, we don't know. So we've got level 2 in qualifying trim and level 2 in the soft tyres. That's all good. No, I don't think I'll use the sweet spot today. Right, let's just sort out the setup. The setup's actually better there, wasn't it? That looks okay. And for Adam, sorry about this. Yeah, that looks okay. So, as we did in, I'm going to say it was the Cape Town GP, that's right, we only set 1 lap. Because, as I said, we don't want to eat into the tyres, and there's not really any point setting 2 laps, because all you're doing is just wasting tyres, and I don't actually think you can see that much improvement between the 2 laps. It's just that track grip increases before the end of the session. So, here we are then, getting ready for qualifying, so let's see how it goes. The more I see of Robin Freintz, the more I want to sign him. Look how close he is to Sam Bird's top lap after this stint. What's he going to do? Is he going to go pole for the moment? Robin Freintz, only second, but only a 10th off the version. And honestly, if he could do that in our car, obviously he won't be able to do that as much as that in our car, but if he could do anything close to that in our car, that would just be fantastic. Lower de Valdes are 2 is 2.6 seconds off, and Gutierrez is 2.4 seconds off. So it looks like the cheater's improving. But that's poor from Loic Duval, who actually got points last race. But let's send our drivers out onto their flying laps. So Mitch Evans comes out first, and Sam Bird's actually going out. He's, as I said, he's pretty much got pole in every race so far this season. So can he continue that streak and trend? And maybe he might actually be able to score some points here at Tondela, as I just hope for his sake that the reliability is good enough. So here we are then with Mitch Evans. Both 5 drivers are just going to get the 1 lap. As I've said beforehand, there's no need for us to have 2 laps. So can we get it into the green with both components? I don't think we will. We'll get the tyres in there, definitely. But the brake's going to be overheated. That's really as much as you can ask for. Adam comes onto here as well now. What's Adam going to manage to do? I think he's going to get his in the green, but not the brakes. Is it just going to be the same as Mitch's? Absolutely. So we're going to prioritise Mitch, as Mitch is technically our main driver. We've kind of established that now, really, because Adam probably will leave at the end of the season because he's simply getting old. But in all fairness to Adam, he's doing all right. You know, he's actually doing very well. I mean, we're playing it down a lot with Adam. He's actually doing very well. And what will he do at the end of this first sector? He's actually, I think, a bit quicker than his teammate. Sam Bird goes green in the first sector, but actually he's right in front of us. He's not improved in the second sector. So will it be an improvement for him? He's definitely going to get pole now. There's no question about that. No improvement for him. And Mitch Evans goes 17th. That's not a great lap from him. Can Adam Carroll do any better? Let's have a look. Comes across the line. What's Adam Carroll going to do? It's 20th. Oh dear, that's even worse. That's not a good qualifying. I was aiming to get into 15th, just above John-Eric Verne, but clearly it's not a good qualifying session for us. And going into the race, we're very much on the back front, the back front compared to our competitors. And Sam Bird gets pole once again. Hopefully, for his sake, it'll turn into some luck for the race. Well, there's no question about it here. It's definitely going to be a 2-stop race, because even if we do 6 laps on the softs and 8 on the mediums, that's not going to be enough to make the 17-lap quota. So I think we'll do 3 soft stints, obviously depending on what happens in the race, of course. But anyway, let's see what happens at the start of this Tondela GP. Fingers crossed we can make up some positions. Let's have a look what everyone started on. Soft. Dukes de Grassi mediums, the medium. Okay, quite a lot of the drivers around us are starting on medium, so hopefully we can get the jump on them at the start. We're going to watch Mitch Evans, and Adam Carroll's pretty much on the corner for the start. But here we go then, the start of the Tondela GP. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a poor start for both of our drivers. Mitch Evans is pushed out to the outside, and even though he gets back past his teammate, we're back to the bottom 2 of the grid, even though we do get past Duval to put ourselves into 18th place. Now we're in 19th and 20th. Oh dear, that's an absolutely terrible start for both of our drivers, and not the start that we wanted at all. But Adam Carroll makes a dive up the inside of Nick Heidfeld, who obviously has lost quite a few places at the start of this Tondela GP, and it looks like that he's got maybe a problem, because he's right at the back there. And Mitch Evans get past his teammate. Will he get past the Dragon of Duval? Actually, Nick Heidfeld's trying to put a battle on, and Carroll is back down to 20th, and Mitch Evans, look at that dive up the inside of that corner. He's up to 15th now, but he's going to drop to 16th because Mauro Engel's going to get past him, and that's a decent start for Evans, but a shocking start really for Adam Carroll. Mitch now up to 14th place. Wow, he's overtook Mauro Engel and John-Eric Verne on that corner. So this is good to see so far. Adam Carroll's, oh dear no. Adam Carroll's collided with Esteban Gutierrez, and his front wing has fell off. It's a oh no! Oh dear, he's got a drive-through penalty. He obviously caused a collision with Esteban Gutierrez, and that's completely buggered the race of Adam Carroll. We can definitely say it won't be double points for him today. That's an absolute disaster for him. We're just going to go massively aggressive on the tyres now, but that's not good. Not good at all from Adam Carroll. Our hopes really reside now with Mitch Evans. That was very disappointing from Adam Carroll there, but I suppose it happens throughout the season, but that's not great for either him or Esteban Gutierrez. But it looks like Mauro Engel's going to try and get past us. He goes up the inside and he's got past Mitch Evans, just keeping a tab on Adam Carroll. He's obviously lost. He's lost a lot of time because he's got no front wing and no front downforce therefore. So he comes to the pit. I believe this is the one. Yes, he's going to go into the pits for tyres at this stop. And that looks all good. So that's good for him. And then he's got to come for his drive-through penalty after. That's an absolute disaster for Adam Carroll. And, well, just not a great start for us at all, because Mitch Evans is nowhere near the points. And this does not look like a good race. So the only thing saving grace that I do have is that we could see a lot of drivers do 2 stops. There's a lot of drivers on the soft tyres, but as we can see, Gutierrez got past us, but to no avail, because he's going to have to let us through on the blue flags anyway. But oh dear, look how bad that is. Right, we've got Adam Carroll coming to the pits to serve his drive-through penalty, and he comes back out 81 seconds behind the leader, 45 seconds away from his other competitor. And John-Eric Verne's actually losing some time now. I wonder what's up with John-Eric Verne. He's actually losing a lot of time. But Rosenqvist, Buemi and Prost are all into the pits. So that's interesting. We're going to try and do one more lap. Have we jumped any of them? In fact, we've jumped 2 of them. And that's both of the Renault Edams drivers. I think they've tried to double stack. And it clearly hasn't worked, because Buemi's been in the pits for a hell of a long time. And Nico Prost is just sitting there agonisingly waiting. And Renault Edams have just had a terrible season. Buemi finally gets off. And it might well be a one-stop for them. But they made a complete hash of this race completely. But we're going to have to pit with Mitch Evans this lap. It looks like Duval's actually made the move on us. We're going to put another set of softs on. We've done well to last for the 7 laps that we have done. That certainly gives us a bit of hope for the other stints. So come on then, let's get out of the pits in a decent position. Oh dear, look, we're losing a lot of time there. We should have really come in at the end of last lap. I think it's because our tyres just degraded too much. Right, so we're into the pits now. Let's have a look what we can do in the pits. There's not actually anybody else in the pit lane, but that is a good stop for Mitch Evans, and he is out ahead of Sebastian Buemi in 16th place. But obviously Adam Carroll, sorry, is way behind in 19th place. And unless we see a safety car, I can't see any points coming from him this race. Got some drivers in the pit, so we're going to jump any of them. We've jumped 3 of them, John-Eric Verne, Nick Heidfeld and D'Ambrosio, and I believe we were only ahead of John-Eric Verne coming into the pit stops. That's promising, but it looks like Heidfeld's going for the 1 stop. There's no question about any of them on the soft tyres now are going to go for the 2 stop strategy. Will it be a quick pit stop for the leader, Robin Freitz? It's taken a while. It's taken a long time, in fact, for Robin Freitz. Rosenqvist will head it with the lead. And who's coming into the pits now? It's Lucas Di Grassi. Di Grassi's already out, but Robin Freitz had a disastrous pit stops. What's going on for him? Oh dear, but Stefan Sarazan is there. Robin Freitz finally exits his pit box, and we're ahead of him. Oh dear, that's a shocker for Robin Freitz. It might only be the 1 stop for him, as we said before, but that is a bad stop for the likes of Robin Freitz, who was in the lead obviously before he came into the pit stop. I don't think he was in the lead before that, because obviously it would have been Sam Burb. We're up to 11th, and it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us, including ourselves, that have to make pit stops again. Nico Prost will have to make a pit stop again. And it looks like Adam Carroll will obviously have to make a pit stop again. But it's decent, this race. Maybe we can scrape 1 point at Tondela, who knows. So Mitch Evans is setting personal best laps at the moment, which is nice to see. Green in both of these sectors. And ahead of us, we've got Stefan Sarazan and Engel, who looks to be holding his teammate Engel up a little bit. In real life, obviously, Sarazan now driving for Techeetah in place of Gutierrez. But I'm sure in contrast with this guy, I'm sure he'd much prefer to be at the Venturi team, even though they're not great at the moment. But as you can see, Robin Freitz is right behind us. So I can see quite a few drivers having to make 2 stops. And Rosenqvist on the mediums is in for a pit stop. Where is this going to leave him? Oliver Turvey's also in the pits. Rosenqvist gets out nice and quickly on a soft tyres. Let's not pit this lap. We'll leave it 1 more lap. Oliver Turvey's been in quite a while. Can we jump him in the pit? Obviously, we're not effectively going to jump him, but we are going to get ahead of him for now. That's good to see. We're fighting with Robin Freitz, so we've obviously been trying to poach for this season, but we're going to just stick the soft tyres on again. This is good, because then obviously we have only 5 laps on those tyres. Adam Carroll's going to have to come in for the soft tyres again. Not really much to do for him this race, because it's just been a poor race generally for him, let's face it. We'll just manage his pit stop, just checking that Mitch Evans is doing alright there. He's obviously not got great tyre wear, which we should have really learnt from the first stop, but oh well. He's 87 seconds behind the leader, so unless he can, unless it's a safety car or something like that, we're going to struggle. But it looks like we're going to be dumped out the points now by Robin Freitz. But actually, he's held his own on this lap. That's quite impressive from Mitch Evans. So he comes into the pit now, and hopefully this will be a nice, quick pit stop from him. And obviously, Buemi's in the pits as well. And that's quite a shock, actually, because I expected it to be a one-stop with him being on the medium. So he's down to 16th place at the moment. That's not great, but obviously on the quicker tyre compared to some of our competitors. So let's just see what happens, I guess. Oh dear, it's a very long stop for Buemi as Adam Carroll gets past him. And that is not great whatsoever for Buemi. It's not going to be any points for him today. Where is Prost? I don't think Prost's going to get any points either today. It's been a disaster for him. And Buemi is being lapped. As you can see, we're catching up to the pack now. We can push a little bit on the fuel load. And where are we now? So we're in 16th place. I don't think it's going to be points for us today. But it's a decent effort at least for those points. Come on, we've got past D'Ambrosio, have we? Around the outside, that's one place got. So that's one place towards points. All the drivers ahead of us, apart from Engel, up to Degrassi in 7th, are all on weak medium tyres. Maria Lopez is in the pits as well as Daniel Lapp. Let's have a look at this lead battle. Sam Bird's in the pits. Sam Bird's Maria Lopez has got reliability issues. Oh dear, Daniel Lapp is out of the pits as well as Sam Bird. Nelson Piquet, they're all in the pits. They're all coming into the pits, apart from Rosenqvist, who is going to inherit 2nd place. Piquet and Felix da Costa, where are they? Piquet's come out. Felix da Costa has also come out. Mauro Engel's in the pits. Come on. We need to jump Mauro Engel, really, if we want to get a decent result today. Where are we? Oh, we're here. Come on. Jump him. Oh, we're not going to jump him, are we? Damn. We're up to 13th, though. We've got past Heidfeld and D'Ambrosio, which is positive. Can we get past the likes of Nico Prost? Going to be interested to see. Oh, dear. His strategy hasn't really worked. But oh well, Adam Carroll up to 16th place. Not all bad for him in the end, but Maria Lopez has got a reliability issue, so we'll be interested to see what he can do if he can make it to the end of this race. I believe that'll be his 2nd win of the season, I want to say, after winning the Chinese Grand Prix. But catching up to Nico Prost, Buemi's locked up. It's not good for Buemi at all today. We are catching up to Nico Prost, so let's see what we can do. We can afford to push on these tyres, but we're going to have to conserve Adam Carroll, but that's just the way it goes. But Sam Bird sets the fastest sector 1. Okay. It's not going to be points for us today. I can kind of accept that now. It's going to be our first time. Obviously, we don't get any points, but what can you do, really? It's not been a great race for us, but it has not been bad. It hasn't been that bad. But it looks like some of our parts need fixing. The gearbox is on 25%, but saying that, we should be alright because we've only got 1 lap to go. Can we get past the Renault E-Dams of Nico Prost? There's quite a battle forming in front of us. They're on weak mediums. Nobody in the pit. It's going to be quite a shameful end, really, to the race for us, because I think we're not going to get any points today unless we have a mass exodus of retirements before the end of the race. But I'll tell you what's more interesting than what's happening for us. Adam Carroll's going to have to back off. But Maria Lopez is going to come around the last few corners. He has got reliability issues, but that doesn't seem to matter for him. He comes around the final corner, and Jose Maria Lopez gets his 2nd win of the season for Virgin. He's going to be followed across the line by Daniel Apton. Finally, some luck for Sam Bird, who doesn't get the win after getting pole today, but does get a very decent 3rd place and podium. Nelson Piquet Jr. is going to get 5th. Rosenqvist on very, very, very worn soft tyres is going to make it in 6th. Felix da Costa is going to make it in 7th, Freitz in 8th, Turvey in 9th, and Sarazan scores 1 point for Venturi. Quite solid race for them, actually, in 10th. Now, it's not a great race for us today, but we have made it across the line in 13th, and it wasn't brilliant, but what can you really say? Adam Carroll, after a completely terrible, awful Grand Prix for him, that's the only way we can really describe it. It was just doomed from the start. But actually 16th is not a bad place to be after being there. So Adam Carroll finishes in 16th. It's not been a great race for us today. No points for either driver, but it's a shame, isn't it? But, you know, oh well, what can you really do, I suppose. So, It looked like most people did 2 stops, but just didn't have the pace to keep up today. That was a shame for us, but it's not been a favourable track of mine. But Oliver Turvey's been pushed out the points because he's broken GMA rules, which give us Venturi an extra 2 points, which obviously isn't great. Let's have a look how the championship stands now. PK's ahead of us, and Adam Carroll's obviously just dropping through the field. We stay in 6th, which is good. Dragon didn't score any points today. But Mahindra got some points, so the standings are 115, 88, 67, and then more closely to us, we've got 38 for Mahindra, 30 for Dragon, we're on 26, and Nextev are on, we're on 28, and Nextev are on 26, so, 5th round of the season, next month, I can't remember where it is, I think is it in Silverstone? Oh, it's obviously not Silverstone, but is it in England? I can't remember it, Guildford, it could be, it might well be. Let's have a look where we are if this loading screen decides to load up. So we've still been paid 339k for this race, which isn't all that bad. Valtteri Bottas wins the Cape Town GP. I'm not really interested about IndyCar, but not a great race for us today. The first time that neither of our drivers have been in the points. That's just unlucky, but I suppose, oh well. So, an interview with Eurosport with Jonathan Edwards. Yes, please. Adam Carroll was given a penalty. What do you have to say to the GPA? Nothing really. I didn't see the incident, so I can't really comment. But talking about drivers, as we saw with Robin Freitz, he's considering offers, but he's not interested in talking to us, which is a big shame because I think he could be a good asset for our team along with Mitch Evans. We're also scouting Pierre Gasly in Formula 1. If he doesn't get a drive next year, we're definitely looking at him. Timo Glock's obviously one of the old guard, but, you know, still wouldn't be a bad driver. And then there is Jenson Button, who I don't think, he's not going to join a team in Formula E, of course not. But I'd love to see Jenson in Formula E. And then there's Fernando Alonso, who wouldn't join a team in Formula E either. And Alfonso Celis Jr., who isn't interested in joining a team in Formula E either. And then Santiago Ferrucci is not interested either. So we've got a bit of a problem on our hands if we want to sign anyone. There's a few drivers that their contracts are ending at the end of the season. There's obviously quite a few in Formula 1. Is there any? They've got Andrea Lotterer. I don't think we come to Formula E anyway. Karun Chandok is a reserve driver, but Karun Chandok's interested. We'll have to scout him and look at him comparing to Adam Carroll. What do you think, guys? Karun Chandok? I don't think he's the best choice, but you never know. It could be an alright choice. So, next we're to Milan next. I forgot about that. We've got Milan next, and we'd actually go to Silverstone or England during this campaign, which is a bit of a shame, but not a great race for us today. You know, the first race outside of the points for us, but we can build onwards and upwards and go to the Milan GP next. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, folks. I'll just show you again the scouting screen of the drivers that are out of contract at the end of this year, so if you want to have a quick look through those. Any that you'd recommend for me to sign at the end of the year, because I think Adam Carroll will go at the end of this season for someone that's maybe a little bit younger and a little bit better, but it clearly seems that nobody in Formula 1 wants to join us. We've got Pippa Mann, who is 32, but no, I don't know. But the one that just strikes me at the moment is Robin Freitz, because he's clearly not happy with his team. I'll just check actually before we end the video that there's not anybody else. Oh, Hami Alguersuari. Ooh, Hami Alguersuari's interested. I'll tell you what, we might actually go for Hami Alguersuari. That's interesting. Right, there's no point scouting any of these, is there? Because I don't even want to join us. We'll take Jensen off. Yeah, okay. So really, folks, you've got a choice between these four. Robin Freitz, who we could be able to get at the end of the year, or we might be able to talk soon. Timo Glock, Karun Chandok, or Hami Alguersuari. I'm leaning towards Hami Alguersuari, but just tell me what you think in the comments, folks. But anyway, I'll see you in another 2 days for the Milan Grand Prix. So I'll see you, folks, for that race. So I'll see you later.